Greetings, YouTubers, and welcome back to another Toddy Walnuts collection video. We got we had both girls here. We still have my bestie right there, Miss Hannah. She's a great dog. You're a good girl, Hannah. I just want you to know that. You're a really good girl. And I'll give you a treat as soon as the video is over. So when I was getting the rest of these movies on the bed, which is going to be part 3 and the conclusion of my animated stuff videos, I started to kind of gather this up, and she ran and jumped on the bed. She knows what time it is. So let's get into it here. This is all we have left that I'm going to show for today. This is going to conclude the series, and I'm going to start other stuff after this. I wanted to make it all in one video, and I realized quickly that that wasn't going to happen. I was hoping I could at least finish it in 2 videos, and that didn't happen either. So this one hopefully will not be very long. This is literally all I have left to show for this video. So get yourselves relaxed, get a beverage and a snack. It's just me and Hannah holding down the fort today. Maybe Heidi will join us again, and if she does, I will get her on footage here. So, all right, let's check these out. The first one is a CG movie, a computer-generated movie that was taken from the Dragon Age game series, which the game series was amazing. I really loved the games. I think there's 2 games. There may be 1. I know I played 1 for sure, and there may have been 1 previous to the one. But anyway, this is the animated movie, Dragon Age Dawn of the Seeker. And I bought this at a Dollar Tree a couple of years ago. Couldn't believe it. This thing is amazing. Comes with a really nice slipcover. There's a digital code inside, which I will give to you. I don't know if it's for the movie or for a game. You'll see here in a minute. If you want it, please feel free to take it. If you get it, if you want to let me know that you did redeem it or you didn't redeem it, or if it was unredeemable, let me know. You can do whatever you want with it, obviously. I'm giving it to you. I don't need a thank you or anything. I just want to make sure that it was used. So here is the code. It looks like it says Dragon Age the Silent Grove. Redeem this code at digitaldarkhorse.com. Maybe this is a comic. Anyway, if you want to read an online comic, there you go. There's the code. Go to Dark Horse Digital. This may be expired. This is a movie from 2012. Very possible that this is long expired. And there's also a little, like a little sign-up sheet for Funimation Entertainment. Apparently you can give your name and address, send it to them, and maybe they'll send you catalogs. Looks like you can get Blu-rays, DVDs and Blu-rays. Obviously, this is probably long expired. This was 13 years ago, but it's pretty cool that they threw that in. You can even just put the stamp right on here, put your order on here, and you don't even have to get an envelope or anything. And then here are the discs. So this is the feature film. Looks like this is the DVD. This is also a DVD. This is the Japanese feature film. And this is a Blu-ray. It's region A and B. You want to take a look here at the specs on the back. You can watch it in English or Japanese audio, and you can watch it with English subtitles. It's 90 minutes running time. This movie was pretty good, and the game is really good too. So that was one that I just wanted to kind of share with you guys. I added this in with some of the animation stuff that I like. I didn't grow up with this, but it's still a fun watch, and I wanted to kind of share it with you. The next one here is part of the original Transformers cartoon. This was the Transformers movie. We talked about this briefly, I believe in part 2, about the toys, which they're always really expensive and kind of harder for a kid to collect. I do need to pick up the cartoons though. So far I only have the movie and on the Steelbook, which was put out by Shout Factory. I will go through, open this up and show you guys. I have it in a little baggie here. But the Transformers were definitely a huge part of my childhood, just watching the cartoons and playing with the toys when I had the opportunity. If one of my friends had one or two, and I got to check them out. They were really cool. Let's look inside. So I do have the digital code for this one. I don't know if it's expired, but I will give it to you here in a moment. But I kept this little J card for the info, and I just kind of fold it up and tuck it inside of the Steelbook. So here, get ready if you want the digital code. I'm gonna move away now. You can pause that if you want to check it out. This was the 30th anniversary of the movie at the time. I think I bought this, when did this one come out? The movie came out in 1986. So in 2016 was 30 years. And in 2026, the thing will be 40 years old next year. We're in 2025 as I'm recording this. So there's the little 30th anniversary sticker. Nice little logo there for the, was that the Autobots and the villains, or the Decepticons. The first one, here's the full frame Blu-ray. That's how it was originally released back in 1986. And then here is the anamorphic widescreen Blu-ray. So it's a 2 Blu-ray set, and there's the Decepticons. So you have both factions, the villains and the heroes were pretty cool. This was a great cartoon. I don't know how long it lasted, but I'm going to look it up really quick, and I'll let you know. It lasted for 3 seasons, 1984 to 1987, and it spawned 98 episodes. So that was the Transformers, the movie. The next one is the Star Trek, the animated series Blu-ray. I did show this DVD set in part 1 of this series. I completely forgot I had the Blu-ray series, but this is the 22 episodes. Wait, no, it says 22 collectible postcards. I don't remember how many episodes. It was a 3-disc set, 1973 to 74. Pretty nice little box. I like the colors. It just kind of opened up from the top. I took everything out already. And you get the Blu-ray case. Running time approximately 8 hours 45 minutes. You can see the episode list and the years. Nice little swing tray with the 3 discs. So I was right, it was 22 episodes. I just looked it up, and then we'll go through the 22 art cards. They came in this little cardboard sleeve. It's pretty nice. I like the way that this set's put together. Has the Star Trek logo and a bunch of fingerprints, apparently. Or is it? I'm not sure what that is. I don't think that's fingerprints. I think it's part of the print, or the print wore off a little bit. I don't know. But these are the 22 art cards. There's nothing on the back other than, what does that say? 2016 CBS Studios, Star Trek and related marks and trademarks of CBS Studios, all rights reserved. Yesteryear. One of our planets is missing. The Lorelei signal. More tribbles, more troubles. The Survivor. The Infinite Vulcan. The Magics of Megas 2. Once Upon a Planet. Mud's Passion. The Terratin Incident. The Time Trap. Kind of stuck together there. The Ambergris Element. These things are really slippery, and they're kind of sticking together through static. The Slaver Weapon, episode 14. The Eye of the Beholder. The Jihad. Pirates of Orion. BEM or BEM. And a couple more. The Practical Joker. Albatross. How Sharper Than a Serpent's Tooth. And the Counter Clock Incident. So that was Star Trek, the animated series from 1973 through 1974, 22 episodes. Next is kind of a dark, kind of an adventure type series. I believe this was from 1994. This is the complete series of Skeleton Warriors. This was really cool. It had really nice animation. It was a short-lived series. This was put out by a company called Goddard Group and Urban Archipelago. You can read the synopsis if you want to. It's kind of a sword and sorcery against the armies of the undead type stuff. It's really good. Kind of a hidden little gem. I don't know if this ever had a Blu-ray release, but this is the DVD. Let me pull it out of the slipcover and we'll take a look. So here's the slipcover. I need to get a little Goo Gone and get rid of that sticker residue. The set was released in 2011. Comes with a DVD swing tray. You get disc 1, episodes 1 through 7. And disc 2 was 8 to 13. And it came with a booklet. The Complete Series Collector's Edition. Take a flip through. A little write-up here from the creator, producer, Gary Goddard. The age of the Skeleton Warriors has begun. Talks a little bit about the episodes on each disc. Shows you some of the art. It looks really good. I love this kind of stuff, so this is right up my alley. But this is the 13 episode complete series from 1994 called Skeleton Warriors. Next, we have a really cool edition here. This is the vintage video crime-busting capers. There's 32 episodes of the Dick Tracy Show from 1961. Calling it the Dick Tracy Show, the Crime Stopper. Came in this really nice packaging. I think I bought these either at a Kmart or a Walmart years ago. This came out in 2016 from a company called Classic Media. I like to always show the logos. I think that's pretty important. To me, it is. So you get 159 minutes of binge watching fun. And if you want to, you can pause and read a little bit about that. I'm going to pause it myself, and I'm going to take the bag off, and we're going to look inside. So there's really not a whole lot to this edition. It does come with a nice slipcover. Take a closer look at that on the spine there. You can see some art. These are really nice. I want to say these were only like $5 or $6 a piece, brand new at it was either Kmart or Walmart. And then you get the disc. That's pretty much all it is. But I mean, that's all you really need. It would have been nice if they put a little episode booklet in there, or maybe a little history about the show in a little booklet. But that is the Dick Tracy Show. You get 32 crime-busting capers from 1961. The next one is part of that same collection. I only saw 3 of these, 3 different editions. You already saw Dick Tracy. This is the Archie's Show from 1968. You get 10 Riverdale High adventures, moving and grooving. I'm not going to open this, but we'll take a look here in the back. These were nice. I meant to look to see if there were more. I have one more I'm going to show you here momentarily, but there's probably more to this. If I would have seen more that day, I would have grabbed all of them, but there was only 3 that I found, so. Let's see the characters from the show, and you can see what the still frames looks like for the artwork. It looks really good. And the third vintage video set I have here is from 1958, Felix the Cat, Mischief and Mayhem. And you get 10 classic hijinks from our boy Felix. This was a cartoon I really don't know much about. I'm aware of the character. I just never really, I don't remember seeing much about this show, but there are the still frames. You get 105 minutes of binge watching fun. We'll do a quick recap and we'll move on. So there are the 3 again. We'll do some research to find out if there's more. I'm not going to let you know in this video. I'll have to do that on my own time at some other time. But if you know and you want to leave a comment, please do. But we have the Dick Tracy Show, the Archies, and Felix the Cat. Classic golden age of animation. The next is one of my favorite cartoon movies, animated movies from my childhood. It's a Don Bluth movie called All Dogs Go to Heaven. Everybody knows this movie, and it is true. All dogs do go to heaven. It's one of the saddest things you'll ever have to go through when your dog leaves you, but they're not here very long, and it's a very emotional topic, so we're going to keep moving. But this is a wonderful movie. I really love this movie. I never upgraded this to Blu-ray, but I bought this DVD when it first came out. We actually used to have this on VHS in a clamshell. I think I do still have that too. And this had a couple of sequels, and it even had a Christmas special movie. Let me see, when did this come out? 1989. All Dogs Go to Heaven. Excellent, wonderful movie. And on the other end of the spectrum for dogs, we have a very depressing movie called The Plague Dogs. It's another animated movie about dogs that go through rabies. And this is a hard watch to see dogs sick. They're such wonderful animals. You hate to ever see your dog sick or injured. You do anything for your dog. They would do anything for you. But this is, it's still an important movie. It's a subject that should be discussed. And if you do own animals, any kind of an animal, dog, cat, guinea pig, whatever, please do take them to vets so they can get checked up and have their up-to-date shots. And they deserve it, and you owe it to them to take good care of your dogs or cats or any animal that you own. The next one was a Christmas staple in my household when I was a child. Me and my brother and I used to watch this every Christmas season. We watched all of we watched Rudolph, Frosty, The Year Without a Santa, all that stuff. The Muppets, Emmett Otter, Jug Band Christmas. This was amazing. Part of the Jim Henson workshop. We used to really look forward to the Christmas specials. There's going to be some of those in this episode today, so stick around. They're going to be at the very end. I have some Christmas stuff we're going to talk about. But I just wanted to kind of throw Emmett Otter in here first. This was a really great, wonderful cartoon. It wasn't really a cartoon though. It was puppetry, just like kind of like the Muppets or Sesame Street stuff. It was really good. Good songs and good family Christmas fun. The next movie is another wonderful animated movie. I love this movie. It came out in 1999, so it's already been 26 years. I wasn't quite a child when this came out, but nonetheless, I love this movie. It has a really good story to it. I have a couple of different editions of this. I have a pretty nice Blu-ray box set, but I'm not going to include that in this video. I just wanted to kind of throw this DVD in here. This DVD never really gets any love. It doesn't get shown because I have a pretty decent box set, a Blu-ray box set of this. But if you haven't seen The Iron Giant, it's a heart. It tugs at your heartstrings, put it that way. It's a very warm story about a boy and a giant that he finds that becomes his best friend. It's a special edition DVD. You can get this, I think I also do have this in the Steelbook. There's a lot of different ways you can get this 4K and Blu-ray. I have this on VHS as well. The next one is a Ralph Bakshi classic. I believe this was from 72 or 73. I'll double check that before we move on. But this is called Coon Skin. Kind of a adult-themed cartoon that was based on the what do you call it? The Looney Tunes. This is a German Blu-ray that I bought probably 10 years ago. The movie came out in 1975. Written and directed by Bakshi, one of the greats. He's still with us too. He has a website. You can buy a lot of his original artwork. New stuff that he's doing now, and you can still buy some of his vintage stuff like the Lord of the Rings stuff that he did, Fire and Ice. If you go over to his website, you'll see all the different stuff that he has for sale. But I want to warn you, though, if you go over there and you want to look at the prices, make sure you're sitting down because it is not cheap. He's not giving that stuff away, that's for sure. It's classic. I mean, it's definitely legendary collecting materials, but it's very, very expensive. This is the Blu-ray. At the time when I bought this, this was the only way to get the Blu-ray. I do also have this on DVD. And I rented this on VHS back in the day. I don't know if this has a US Blu-ray now, but I'm not gonna get it again. This is probably the only way I'll ever get it. Let me open this up and we'll take a look. So I hate these ratings logos. It's crap. You know, they could have just put it on the cellophane, and when you peel the cellophane off, throw that in the trash. It's such an eyesore. But other than that, the slipcover is really nice. It's thicker, it's got a nice gloss to it. This has a reversible cover, and on the reverse side has that same big ratings logo, so at least you're able to fix it here. This is the side that you can reverse it to, which I did. The ratings logo is gone. There you can see it on the inside. And then it's just a Blu-ray. That is Coon Skin from 1975. These next two we'll go through kind of quick, but I do want to add these. These are also CG animated movies that were based on popular games, video games, and this one's called Dante's Inferno. Now, I've never played the game, nor have I watched the show, but I am intrigued. I don't know if I'll ever play the game, but I do want to watch they're calling it an epic animated movie. And I just wanted to kind of throw this in and show it. If anybody has seen it and you want to talk about it in the comments, please feel free. This was put out by Anchor Bay. Let's see. It looks like the movie came out in 2010, and it may have been released immediately because it looks like it was released in 2010 as well. Let me double check that though, but we're just going to continue to move on. But I don't know anything about the movie or the game, but I'm interested in watching this. So it looks like it was 2010, according to Google. The next one here we'll go through pretty quick too. This is a really nice set. All three of these movies are excellent. These are CG movies from the Resident Evil franchise. And the first one's called Vendetta. The second one is Damnation. And the third one is Degeneration. These come in a thicker case than normal. These were put out by Sony Entertainment. These were Sony PlayStation games. These were very true to the gaming franchise. I'm not going to open it up, but they do come each on their own disc. So it's a nice, thick, heavy case. It has 3 discs in it, and all 3 of these movies are excellent. I recommend all of them. And I recommend the games too. The live action series with Mila Jovovich, that's a whole different, we're not going to get into that right now. The next one is a huge part of probably just about everybody's childhood. Everybody has grown up watching an episode or 2 or 100 episodes of Tom and Jerry. This is the Golden Collection, Volume 1. This has 37 remastered theatrical shorts. I think these were from the 40s and 50s. I have to double check that. But this is a really nice little set. It's a 2-disc collection. You get the 37 shorts plus bonus features created by William Hanna and Joseph Barbera. You can see the bonus features there. I'll do a quick Google search and find out when this show started. It may even have been like the late 30s, like 1937. I'm gonna guess 37. Well, I guess I was kind of close, but it was 1940. It first came out, 1940. I have a couple of cheapies here that I purchased at a Dollar Tree a few years ago. I was going to add this in with my superhero collection, but these are kind of not really worthy of being in that collection. I haven't watched any of these, but these are kind of modern cartoons of, I have 3 different editions here, I'll show you, but this one is Iron Man Extremis, put out by the Marvel Knights banner. This was put out by Shout Factory. Anytime I can find things like this at a Dollar Tree that was put out by Shout Factory at one time, this was probably going for like 15 bucks at one time. You get it for $1, that's a steal. Unfortunately in my area, I talk to quite a few of the Dollar Tree employees when I go in. I do a little bit of DVD hunting still, and they all seem to think that they're not going to be getting them anymore, that it was just kind of a limited thing and now they're done and they're not going to get any more. So let me see, there's a year here, 2010 it looks like this one came out, if you want to look at the bonus features, but that's what the animation looks like. Haven't watched any of this yet. And then the next one was Transformers Prime. This is a different kind of a reboot from the original series. This one's called Darkness Rising. Looks the animation looks pretty good though, I gotta say. This was also put out by Shout Factory. This is the DVD. You can see what some of the characters look like. And that looks pretty bad. That looks pretty bad. Approximate running time, 106. I shouldn't judge it until I watch it, but that, to me, does not look like anything I would enjoy. This came out in 2011, and then there's another one. This one's called Transformers Robots in Disguise. I think this was yet even a different rendition of the show. This one's called Overloaded and Decepticon Island. It looks like you get 2 episodes. Shout Factory Kids. You can see the animation looks pretty good compared to the other one. And it looks like this one came out in 2017, if you want to read a little bit about it. That actually looks decent compared to that. Anyway, that's just my opinion. Maybe that looks good to you. I'm not trying to offend you or upset you at all. But these are the 3 little cheapies that I bought at a Dollar Tree. I'll keep buying these if I see them. Okay, let's move into the next movie. The next 2 are movies that really mean a lot to me, and they meant a lot to me as a child. This is Jim Henson's Labyrinth, starring David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly, and a bunch of excellent characters from the Jim Henson workshop. This is the Digibook Blu-ray. This is the 30th anniversary. Great music in here. Executive producer George Lucas. It's all region Blu-ray. You could see some of the characters here from the movie. There's some special features, and you can read the synopsis there. What a wonderful, amazing movie. We'll flip through the Digibook here. You can check it out. Really nice glossy pages. I usually have these in plastic bags, so I took them out so we can flip through. Some character design, some write-ups about the movie. Here's Jim Henson. Actually, let me get my thumb on here and we can flip it. Otherwise, I'm going to be fighting that. Page is kind of bouncy. Here's the beautiful Jennifer Connelly, who was 16 during the filming of this. This was 1 year after she filmed Phenomena with Argento. So she got to work with some pretty huge legends in her early days. Looks like this was a list of maybe possibly some of the titles that they were going to use for the movie. Maggie May, Into the Labyrinth, Sarah's Maze, Lost in the Maze, Trapped in the Mid-Maze, Inside Outside, Outside Inside, Turning Inside Outside. Some of those are pretty stupid. I'm glad they went with Labyrinth. But yeah, this is just a great classic movie and a nice addition too. The next one is also a Jim Henson movie, The Dark Crystal from 1982. I should have mentioned also that Labyrinth was from 1986. So Dark Crystal was a little bit earlier than that, but another great movie. This one's a little darker themed, but this is still a great movie nonetheless. Jim Henson and Frank Oz collaborated again. Let me see, it's all region Blu-ray. You can see some of the bonus features. Original Skeksis language scenes. The World of the Dark Crystal documentary. That's always great when they add that stuff to the movie. There's the synopsis if you want to pause and read that. There are a couple of the characters. A great show. I saw this at a drive-in when I was a kid, and it was a great time. Back in the day, way back in the day, we had a station wagon. And so when we went, and we used to go out and do things as a family back in the day. I don't think families do that as much anymore. So as a family, we would go out to, not often, but every once in a while, we would go out as a family to a movie theater. We would go out to eat at a restaurant maybe once every 2 weeks, once a week or every 2 weeks. We would go to like a Ponderosa or a Sizzler and go sit down somewhere and have a family meal, kind of give my mom a break from cooking all the time. And we would go to drive-ins sometimes. And when we had that station wagon, my brother and I would bring sleeping bags and we would lay it in the back so we could watch the movie. And my mom would pop popcorn and put it in a big paper bag. And toward the end of the night, it would be like almost see-through from the grease and the butter and the salt rubbing against the brown paper bag. And we would have sodas in a little cooler, those Jolly Time sodas that you would get back in the day. The strawberries and grapes and orange, and there was kind of like a Mountain Dew knockoff. It was called like Moon Mist or something. And there was like a cola. The cola was always pretty good. And I remember those days very fondly. And when I think about this movie, I think about that. So there's the Blu-ray. Do you guys remember was it Jolly Good or Jolly Time sodas? You can get them at, your grocer for, they were way cheaper than like the Cokes and the Pepsis and stuff like that. You can get I think it was Jolly Good. I think that's what it was called. And it seemed like at that time there was like 10 or 12 different flavors, and for a kid that was pretty awesome. So these are great movies from my childhood, and I will always love these. Here's another Blu-ray I had of this. This one came out a couple of years after the Digibook. I don't remember why I bought this, but I'm glad I did. I think I bought this at the same time I bought The Last Unicorn on Blu-ray, which I'll be showing later in this video. And I believe I bought this on Amazon when it was on sale it was probably like 10 bucks or so, something like that. Next one, which is another childhood favorite of mine, was Puff the Magic Dragon. This was put out by a company called Allied Artists Classic. This was a show from the late 70s, 1978. And it was only 24 minutes running time, but for some reason it will always be etched into my memory. I watched this a lot as a kid when it would come on TV. You can see that it had music by Peter, Paul, and Mary. They sang the Puff the Magic Dragon song. And the voice of Puff in this cartoon was Burgess Meredith. And it also came with Gulliver's Travels, which was a animated show from the 1930s, 1939, 77 minutes running time. That animation is pretty cool, but it looks really weird because it's so old. It's almost 100 years old in another decade. But yeah, this was a really good childhood memory. And this would be a good double bill with Ricky Tikki Tavi, which I don't have. But I remember watching that one a lot when I was a kid too. I should probably track that down on DVD and pair that up with this one. Here's a show that was called Batfink. I bought this probably 20 years ago. This was put out by Shout Factory. I don't really know a lot about this cartoon, but it looked cool. I wanted to pick it up. This was the 40th anniversary edition. You get 100 action-packed episodes on 4 DVDs. Other than that, I think I have seen a few of these, but I don't really remember a lot about it. Let's see if we can find a year. If you want to pause it, you can read following closely on the heels of his ABC hit, the Milton the Monster show. I remember that. So this show consisted of 105-minute episodes that has run in syndication around the world since 1967. There you go. Now, all 100 action-packed episodes can be found in this box set. This was put out by Shout Factory in 2007. They come with, in a slip box with 2 slim packs in there in the 4-disc set. Next one is a classic Rankin-Bass movie from 1967. This one's called Mad Monster Party. I like to watch this one every Halloween season. This is a really good kind of a Halloween cartoon. We're going to open this up and look inside. This is from Umbrella Entertainment. Comes in this nice edition here with this slipcover. This is a really beautiful set. So let's take the bag off and we'll look inside. So here again is the slipcover. It's really beautiful. We'll take one more look. We don't want to go too fast. There's a lot of characters on here. Really, really beautiful stuff. Slipcover is pretty decent. And then the inside, you get the faces of the characters again. You get the Umbrella Entertainment logo. And you get very mild impact. Umbrella is a Australian company. There's the disc art. And on the inside, you get sort of kind of a black and white from the old Monster magazines, kind of an homage. Looks really great. It says a Rankin-Bass production, starring the talents of Boris Karloff, Gail Garnett. You get Frankenstein, Dracula the werewolf, the creature, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the mummy, the Hunchback of Notre Dame. And you get talents by Phyllis Diller. Really nice. Here's another wonderful Don Bluth movie called The Secret of Nim. You can see the characters. This is a really nice movie. I bought this at a Dollar Tree for $1.25. You get, let's see. Get ready to meet some runaway rodents with an earth-shattering secret. Suspenseful and heartwarming, this beautifully animated odyssey stars Mrs. Brisby, a mild-mannered mother mouse with a plan to move heaven and earth, or at least her house and home, to save her family from Farmer Fitzgibbon's plow. Along the way, she gets some help from a lovelorn crow, a busybody neighbor mouse, and a fearsome great owl. Unfortunately, Mrs. Brisby will need an engineering miracle to hoist her home, and for that she must face a mysterious rat, fend off a ferocious cat, and claim a magic amulet. But when Mrs. Brisby discovers the astounding secret of Nim, it could change her life forever. The timeless tale of love, courage, and determination will transport the whole family into an enchanting world where the bravest hearts live in the meekest of mice. And this movie came out in 1982. And for anybody wondering, or if you forgot maybe, NIM stands for National Institute of Mental Health, because the rats in this cartoon were being tested, scientifically tested on. So it's kind of a social commentary hidden in this movie, but it's a very wonderful movie. Great animation. The next one is The Last Unicorn, another wonderful movie with a beautiful soundtrack by the band America, one of my favorites. This is the first edition that I bought. This was the first time it was ever released on DVD. I also have this on VHS and on Blu-ray. And I also bought the updated 25th anniversary DVD when it came out. This one comes with a really nice slipcover, but this is a beautiful, wonderful movie. Mia Farrow plays the voice of the unicorn. A young Jeff Bridges is also in here. Angela Lansbury also lends her voice for an all-star cast. Keenan Wynn and Paul Frees, Christopher Lee, Angela Lansbury, Robert Klein. This is just Alan Arkin, an amazing cast of characters, and this is another Rankin-Bass movie. And if you love wonderful adventure stories, this is a really great family movie. I think this also came out in 1982. Yep, 82. You get a couple of special features, but not too many on this edition. Brought to life by the luminary voice talents of Mia Farrow, Jeff Bridges, Angela Lansbury. The animated treasure in the story of a lonely unicorn who sets out on an extraordinary quest to find her lost brothers and sisters. Because nobody wants to be the last of anything, and nobody certainly needs to be alone. And I'm not trying to be funny about that. I sincerely mean that from my heart. If you're out there watching my videos and you feel lonely or you feel alone, you're not. And if you ever need to talk, leave comments in the comments section. I read everything all the time, and I'll keep you company, and my videos are here for you to watch at your leisure. So you're never alone. So that was the first DVD edition. The second one came with this beautiful slipcover. Kind of a foil effect to it. You can see it says 25th anniversary on that banner up there. This one came with a couple more extra special features. This was a really nice edition here. It's a newly remastered widescreen version, and you get English and Spanish subtitles, which were not on the first one. You get a mini documentary called The Tale of the Last Unicorn. You get a game called Escape the Red Bull, Schmendrick's Magical Gallery, closed captioning, and you can see that they kind of cleaned up the picture. If you want to pause that and read it, please do. This particular release came out in, let's see, I guess that would be 2006. This came out in 2006, and this one, 2004. The next movie is a more recent movie within the last 10 or 15 years, I would say, but I went into this movie blind, and I was freaking blown away. This movie was amazing to me. This is called 9, produced by Tim Burton. I can't pronounce the director's name, so I just say it's, well, so this is, I think this was the director right there. Let me double check. Directed by Shane Acker. I guess that's easy enough. But it was produced by these two gentlemen, and you're welcome to pronounce that at home in your own privacy. I will not be doing so. But look at, I mean, this was just incredible. There were times when I was watching this movie, I was just like, wow. It'd be nice if they did another one. You get some pretty good bonus features too. Music by Danny Elfman. If you've never seen this, check it out. Good stuff. These next two are pretty incredible too. These never had an official DVD or Blu-ray release. They did have an official VHS release. These are Japanese anime horror movies about Frankenstein and Dracula, and these were put out as a fan-made edition by a company called Trash Palace. This is The Frightening Legend of Frankenstein. You can go to trashpalace.com. I hope at some point these get legit releases. These are not bad, but the quality it's watchable. It's a little bit better than watchable, but these could definitely do with a cleanup. Even if it just got a legit DVD release, let alone a Blu-ray release, it would look much better. This is called Dracula, Sovereign of the Damned. These are really good. This one came out in 1980, and this one came out in 1981. I don't see a running time, but I think they were about an hour and a half or an hour and 20 minutes, somewhere in that ballpark. I wanted to add these in case you guys were interested. These are excellent to watch. And if you can go to trashpalace.com and check them out. I don't get anything from it other than helping you find these. I don't get paid or any freebies from this. I guess I did throw the Blu-ray in here, but we just looked at the two DVDs. We really don't need to talk much more about this, but this is a really excellent edition though. This is the Blu-ray edition of The Last Unicorn. They're calling it the Enchanted Edition. You get a Blu-ray DVD combo. Look at that. I mean, that cover is gorgeous. I bought this on Amazon. This was also put out by Shout Factory. But if you're gonna get it, this is the way to get it, unless you're a completist, or if you're like me and you buy them when they first come out years ago and you just keep upgrading as time goes on. That's me. Here's another one I need to upgrade. I bought this at a thrift shop a couple of years ago, but this movie is amazing. This is Quest for Camelot. This is the DVD edition with the snapper case. I probably paid 50 cents for this. It says here McCabe Books and CDs for $3.95, but I'm fairly certain that I bought this at a thrift shop within like the last couple of years. This is an amazing adventure cartoon. I love it. From 1998. It seems older than that to me, but apparently not. So these are just two that we talked about this one already, and I just wanted to share this one. I definitely need to upgrade. Here's one I showed before. I definitely thought it was worthy to show again. This is called Cartoon Roots, Halloween Haunts. This is a nice little Blu-ray DVD combo. You can put this on in the background around Halloween time during October, and they have really cool vintage cartoons that are Halloween themed from over the many, many decades, going back to the early 1900s. And you have the dancing skeletons and all that. So this is what you'll get with this Blu-ray. It's a little bit harder to find now. I think it was a low run print, and when it sold out, I think this one's maybe a little bit pricier now than it was. But you can see you get the Haunted Hotel from 1907, the Pumpkin Race, the Ouija Board 1920, Just Spooks 1925, Coco Sees Spooks, Alice's Mysterious Mystery, and etc. I'm not going to read them all. You can pause that, and you get an archival extras and a booklet inside. And this is a nice heavy set. It comes in a nice sturdy, solid case. I think there may be there is two discs. It's a Blu-ray and a DVD combo. I can tell there was two discs. For some reason, I was thinking it was, I mean, we already read it said Blu-ray, but I forgot that soon. I thought it was two Blu-rays, but it's not. But this is a really fun addition to get these old vintage Halloween cartoons. Okay, wow. We're finally getting to the end. We're on this last pile here. There's only a few box sets left, so we're gonna try to not linger. This is called Samurai 7, Akira Kurosawa's Samurai 7. This is the animated complete series, obviously from the Seven Samurai, and this is amazing. This set was really, really good. this beautiful box set. This is also a Funimation cartoon. You get 26 episodes on 3 Blu-rays, 625 minutes running time. Check this out. This is a really, really cool show. The legendary epic Reborn, based on the legendary Kurosawa classic epic feature film Seven Samurai. Excellent, excellent movie. If you haven't seen Seven Samurai, do check it out, and check this out. But check that out first. You can get a nice Criterion Blu-ray. I believe you can get it on 4K now, actually. And check that out, and then come and watch this. Set in a futuristic world that has just witnessed the end of a massive war, scores of villagers are terrorized by Nobuseri bandits, but the Nobuseri are no longer bandits, or they're not normal bandits. They were once samurai. During the war, integrated their living cells with machines to become dangerous weapons. Yeah, I'm not going to keep reading. I just had a text come across my screen. It was pretty funny. It was a little bit distracting, but here's another Funimation card, and I missed out again. I guess I should probably pay more attention, but you could win a weekly DVD giveaway. I don't know if these are still going on. I'll have to look online and see if they still have programs like that. When did this come out? Sorry about that here. Just kind of jerking you around. The English version by Funimation and the Japanese version from, it doesn't say who, 2004. Yeah, that sounds about right. It says you can find, oh wow, I had you guys in blurry. I really apologize. I was reading the box and not looking at the screen. That's terrible. You can find out more at funimation.com/samurai17. I've never been to the Funimation website. I'm definitely going to check that out today after I'm done with this video. But that's the box. That was the little fill me out, win me card. Here's a advertising little leaflet for Afro Samurai. I've never seen that. I've never seen Dragon Ball Z. I know a lot of people have, and it was pretty popular, but I just never have. Shiguri. I don't even know what that is, but it looks cool. And you get the 3 discs. They come in these cases. Man, this looks really cool. Some write-ups in the back. It looks like episode descriptions. And I'm not going to go through all 3, but I mean, these cases look really beautiful. And a wrap around. Wow. So that is Samurai 7. This is kind of, this takes place after the original 7 Samurai. And now the samurai are mechanical weapons, robots, or what do you call them when they're androids, I guess, when they're half man, half robot. Next one is another very important cartoon in my childhood, one that I loved as a kid. And this was my first introduction to anime. This is Speed Racer, the complete classic collection. You get all 52 episodes, plus bonus features. There you can see Speed Racer in his Mach 5. This is the 6-disc complete set, and it comes in this nice fat pack. What a great cartoon. This was put out by Lionsgate. For a minute I thought it was going to be Shout Factory, but it's not. It comes in this nice slip box. I'm starting to get a little tired here. I want to just plow through this and get it over with. You should never make videos just to get them over with, but at this point, that's how I feel. I'm not so sure that this series went over very well. I didn't get too many views on it, but again, I do these for me, and if you guys enjoy it, that's a plus. But I don't really, I'm a movie collector. I'm not a subscriber collector or a thumbs up collector. If you like that stuff and you want to give a thumbs up, fine. If you don't, I really don't care. And if you don't subscribe, I honestly, I mean, that's completely up to you. I don't ask people to, and I mean, honestly, I don't care if you do or not. It's completely up to you. I don't get anything extra out of it. I mean, it doesn't give me the jollies or anything. I'm not in it for stuff like that, but I'm not trying to sound like a crabby guy. I'm just being honest about it. But it comes on these nice swing trays here. I'm thankful for the subscribers I have, and I really enjoy the commenters that I have, and it seems to be the regular group of guys who comment, and I really enjoy kind of interacting with them. And I mean, to me, that's the funnest part of this hobby is collecting the movies and interacting with the like-minded people. You know, that's what I do this for. So that is Speed Racer. This one came out in the 60s. 1966. This box set came out in 2008. All right, let's keep moving. Let's see if we can get this wrapped up here shortly. This next box set I have shown a couple different times on this channel, but I want to show it again. This is another series that was very important to my childhood. This ran from 1983 to 1985, and this is the complete animated series for Dungeons and Dragons. This is the complete box set here. This one was kind of it's the same show, but this was kind of a greatest hits compilation. It showed 9 episodes here on this DVD. I had this first before I was able to track this down. And I really love this show. This is the kind of stuff that I really love. I love playing these type of games. I love the movies and the cartoons that are adventure themed like this. This is a love of my life. This was put out by Mill Creek. Wow, I didn't even realize that. This is 3 hours and 15 minutes running time for this 9-episode compilation. And then for this box set, look at this. I mean, it's really nice. It has a little bit of wear and tear, and it kind of has an appeal to it. I think it kind of fits that this was a show from the 80s, and it just kind of, the box is made to look like an old Dungeons and Dragons box, that the tabletop game, and it opens up like that. Comes in this nice little top loader. Eventually at some point though, I'd probably like to get this upgraded to a better quality. This one's a little bit, I mean, like I said, I do like the patina, but this is a little bit kind of jacked up. And at the bottom of the box here, you got the specs and everything on the back. You get all 27 episodes on 5 DVDs. You get some pretty good special features here if you want to pause that and read. And also in this set, you get some more stuff here, which we're going to go through. So 594 minutes running time for the complete series. So you get, we'll go through the extras. Check this out, man. This is a really nice digipack. I mean, look at that artwork. That is amazing. It says this is the original promotional poster. That would be nice to kind of track that down. Even if you get a reprint, that would look good in a frame. Looks like we lost a disc here. I don't know if this, I think this hub is loose. So the bad thing about, I mean, these are beautiful, you know, keep cases, but the bad thing about having something like this is once these spokes on the hub are broken and you can't put the disc back on anymore, what are you going to do? Throw it away? I mean, this is part of the set. So there's ways around it. You can actually, here, I'll show you. Maybe I'll do it in a video someday, but you can actually break the rest of that hub out of there, gently crack it, throw it away. And there's these foam circles that you can buy. And on the back, it has like a adhesive tape, a sticky side. and you take the tape off of there, and to reveal the sticky side, and you gently place it in there, push it in there, and then your disc will fit over that and not move. But this one's jacked up. It will continue to, it's just a little bit cracked, but that's all it takes to ruin it. But there's ways you can fix it just by doing what I told you to do. Maybe I'll do that in a video and kind of show you guys that. But here's the back of the Digipack. That's the world map. Here's the spine. And you get an animated series handbook that comes in this hardcover. It doesn't really look like it is, but it's a hardcover. It feels like a little golden book, if you remember those. And this just has some, the pages are falling out, but this can be fixed too. I was aware that this was, you can either put a little bit of mending tape inside there and kind of tape the inside of the spine into the book, and it would be like brand new. You'd never even know it existed, and that it was, you know, destroyed like this. Or you, what the F? I'm starting to get a little irritated here. I don't mean to, and I'm not going to take it out on anybody. But you can also take a couple of little glue dots and just kind of place those in there strategically, and just kind of stick that in there, let it kind of seal up, and then you're as good as new again. So that is the little book. And then there was an episode guide. Let's see some of the still frames from the episodes. All right, 2 more to go, and these are the Christmas box sets. So I'm going to pause it here really quick, and we're going to wrap this up. We're going to talk about those 2 sets, and we're going to end this series. Thank God. Okay, we're going to do a little twofer here, and we're going to wrap this up. But these were very important in my childhood, and I still love them to this day. These are the Rankin-Bass holiday Christmas specials that we used to watch when we were kids. And back then we didn't have digital cable where you can, you know, or on demand where you can just watch anything at your fingertips whenever you want to. We didn't have YouTube where you can search for stuff. If this came on a Saturday night at 7 o'clock, your ass better be in that couch seat at 7 o'clock on Saturday, or you're gonna miss it. That's how it was back then, and that's how we liked it. Now we're spoiled now, but I like it now too, I'm not gonna lie. But this was the first box set that they released, the original television Christmas classics. You get all these beautiful cartoons and stop motion and stuff. These are Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, The Little Drummer Boy, Frosty Returns, and the Cricket on the Hearth. And they come in these nice kind of hard outer shell, kind of almost like digibooks, but they're not quite, but these are really nice. I love these editions. You can read a little bit about the episodes here on the back if you want to. I'll scroll slow. You can pause at your leisure. This was put out by Sony and Classic Media. These, I'm a big fan of the way that these are packaged. You get, I just love the way that this feels like a book. So you get Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Hold on, let me slide this over. You get songs from the Christmas classic. And then on the inside you get, this thing's still kind of stiff. It hasn't been watched all that much. You get Frosty. You get Santa Claus is Coming to Town and the Little Drummer Boy. This one was Frosty and Frosty Returns. This one was just Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. This was I don't know if this is a CD soundtrack. It is, because it says here there's a little band. And then they also threw in at the time this little slim pack that came with this for Cricket on the Hearth. And so you get 6 holiday classics, and then you get a music collection holiday CD. which we just looked at. So there you go. There are the 6 still frames for what the shows are. And I'm going to pause it, put this back together, and we're going to look at the second one. So the last one here is called Christmas Television Favorites. It's the same style packaging. It just includes the episodes or the shows that weren't on the first one. You get some legendary classics here. Dr. Seuss, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, The Year Without a Santa Claus, Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July, Rudolph's Shiny New Year, plus 4 more Christmas favorites. Comes again in this kind of hard outer shell box that looks like a digibook. If you want to pause and read. Open this up. You got How the Grinch Stole Christmas. These are all on DVD. I think these all have, I'm pretty sure these all have a Blu-ray upgrade by now, but I love this packaging so much that I'll keep this forever, but I will upgrade these as well too. There's Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July, Winter Wonderland. So that is it. We made it through 3 episodes of my favorite animation and childhood favorites. I hope you enjoyed the series. It ends here though. We're not going to do any more. I may do some sometime down the road, but right now I'm pretty burnt out on this series. So look forward to a superhero animation collection. It's only going to be my animated superhero stuff, and it's not going to be very long. It'll be 1 episode. And I'm looking forward to doing my Charles Bronson. I've been watching a couple of the movies lately just so I can kind of talk about them, because I haven't seen all of them yet just now. There's a couple I haven't seen, and there's a couple I rewatched. I just rewatched Mr. Majestic the other day. That's a great movie. It's a really great movie. I still have to watch the Valdez Horses, which I think I'm going to watch that tonight. There's a couple I'm going to watch before I do the complete collection overview so I can talk about them and give you guys some suggestions and stuff like that. So if you made it this far through my series here, I really appreciate you watching. It means a lot to me, and if you have any questions or concerns, just leave those below. The girls are not here. They're in the other room. They're in the living room on the couch. Kind of sad that they're not here, but I think they're getting a little bit burnt out with this series too. So I'm just dragging this even further. So you have a great night or a great day, whatever time it is you're watching this. Thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.